Chapter 14 Chapter 139 Trident. JJ's POV. And quat. J. Ice cream. And quat. Cian whined, but I ignored him. And quat. Ice cream. Ice cream. And quat. He's been pestering me for a while now. I'm annoyed because I always have to get him food, and he never cleans up after himself. He's so lazy. And quat. J. 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 And quat. He suddenly screamed. I slammed my hand on the study table in frustration. So annoying. And quat. Enough already. It's late. Go to sleep. And quat. I yelled at him. He suddenly started sniffling and rolled onto the floor. And quat. JJ is being mean to me. And quat, he cried. Oh, crap. Why does it feel like this brat's craziness has gotten even worse? He only got bitten by a cat, and now he's acting like this. Could it be that the rabies has reached his brain? This is bad. Should I take him back to the hospital, or straight to a mental institution? And quat. Fine. I'll get you some. And quat. I said and quickly left the room. I had no choice. I went straight to the kitchen, but when I got there, the ice cream was gone. Aries had taken the last one. I caught him grabbing a spoon while holding the ice cream in his other hand. And quat. Can I have that instead? And quat. I pleaded. He just glanced at me and rolled his eyes. As he walked past, puffed. Selfish jerk. Now I was screwed. No ice cream meant dealing with that brat's tantrum. I returned to the room and slowly opened the door, hoping he had fallen asleep. No luck. He was wide awake, fully alert, alive and kicking. And quat. Where's my ice cream? And quat, he asked. And quat. It's gone. And quat. He immediately started sniffling again and rolling around on the floor. I scratched the back of my head in frustration. And quat. I'll just buy you some. And quat. I said as I grabbed my phone and wallet from the table. He suddenly stopped crying and stood up. Huh? And quat. Get me a midnight snack too. And quat, he said and handed me money. And quat. Why don't you come with me instead? And quat, I asked, annoyed. And quat. Nah. You got this. You survived until 17 without me. This is nothing. And quat, he said as he sprawled on the bed. And quat. Hurry up. And quat. Wow. I was left speechless, amazed at how much of a pest this kid could be. Unbelievable. I walked out without saying goodbye, figuring everyone was probably resting already. I grabbed my bike from the garage. The road was dark, but thanks to the streetlights, I could see my way. Next time, I should get a flasher for my bike so I can ride at night without feeling so uneasy. This brat is such a hassle. I headed to the mini-mart near our place. It's open 24/7, so I can buy anything anytime. I parked my bike and went inside. The place was nearly empty. It was late, after all. I had the mini-mart all to myself. As I was choosing an ice cream, I suddenly felt a presence behind me. I didn't move right away. I wanted to see what this person was planning. I glanced at the reflection in the glass door of the freezer, hoping to catch a glimpse of their face, but it was too difficult to see. And quat, you're taking too long to decide. And quat, the person behind me suddenly spoke. Wait, that voice. And quat, David. And quat, I shouted, spinning around to face him. He smiled at me, and I immediately smacked his chest. Damn. Rit. He scared me. And quat. Ouch. What was that for? And quat, he asked, annoyed. And quat. You scared me. You idiot. And quat. He suddenly burst out laughing. And quat. It's because you looked so serious. You're just picking ice cream. Why do you look so intense? And quat. And quat. I'm choosing. Okay. And quat. I snapped before turning back to the freezer. Annoying. And quat. Are you busy? And quat, he asked. I shook my head without looking at him. I just needed to find Cian's favorite flavor. Racky, wait. No. Rocky Road. Rocky Road, where are you? I need to smack that brat in the face with. You? And quat. Do you want to eat first? My treat? And quat. David offered. I immediately turned to him. And grinned. And quat. Let's go. The ice cream can wait. And quat. He smiled and shook his head. Well, it's rude to turn down free food. Besides, it's rare to stumble upon a free meal. I only got juice. And a preheated sandwich since I was still full. I regretted eating too much at dinner. And quat. You really went out just to buy ice cream? And quat, he asked. I nodded. And quat, for the brat staying at my house? And quat. And quat. Cian, why didn't you bring him with you? And quat. And quat. Ugh, that kid is so lazy. And quat. And quat. Can't argue with that. And quat. I unwrapped my sandwich and waited for it to cool down. And quat. What about you? Why are you out this late? And quat. I asked. And quat. I can't sleep. Overthinking, I guess. And quat. He lowered his head slightly. And quat. About what? And quat. And quat. I don't know. And quat. And quat. What's on your mind? And quat. And quat. A lot of things. And quat. And quat. Come on, just tell me. And quat. I pressed. And quat. You wouldn't understand. It's just some random stuff. And quat. I pouted. Since he didn't want to talk, I had no choice but to focus on my sandwich instead. While eating, I heard my phone go on. I took it out of my pocket and saw the name of that annoying snake. King. From King Snake. Message, where are you? I scowled. No way was I replying to that jerk. Why does he even care where I am? He acts like he's my boyfriend, worse than my so-called fiancé. And quat. What's wrong? And quat. David asked. And quat. Nothing. Probably a wrong send. And quat. I lied and continued eating. And quat. It's Kiefer, isn't it? And quat. He asked, and I immediately choked. And quat. I knew it. And quat. And quat. Cough how? Cough. Did you even know? And quat. I asked. And quat. Instinct. And quat. He smirked arrogantly. Ah, there he goes again, Mr. High Class. Instinct. And it's always spot on. How do you even get that kind of instinct? I took a sip of my juice, hoping to clear my throat. And quat. Are you and Kiefer a thing now? And quat. I immediately spat out my drink, nearly choking to death in my seat. Damn it. My throat hurts. Damn it. Rit. Burns. And quat. Sorry. And quat. David said, supporting me and handing me a tissue. And quat. Damn. Cough. Damn it, cough. And quat. He suddenly burst out laughing. If I weren't on the verge of tears from choking, I would have killed him with my glare. What kind of question was that? He totally caught me off guard. Once I started feeling better, I quickly took another sip, just in case this. David decided to throw another shocking question at me. It still hurts. And quat. You spilled on your shirt. And quat. He handed me another tissue. I took it and wiped my chest, making sure to pull out my necklace. It felt like it got wet too. As I kept wiping, I noticed David staring intently at my chest. This idiot, and quat. I'll poke your eyes out, and quat. I threatened. And quat. Huh, and quat. And quat. Your eyes. Stop staring so much. And quat. And quat. Sorry, it's just your necklace. Why is there a ring attached to it? And quat. I instinctively held the necklace, the engagement ring. Right, they didn't know about that. And quat. It was given to me. But I can't wear it, so I just put it here. And quat. I lied. He nodded, accepting my answer. And quat. Who gave you this necklace, anyway? And quat. I quickly changed the topic. If he asked who gave me the ring, I wouldn't know what to say. And quat. Wow, you're really slow. And quat. He said, making my eyebrows knit together. And quat. After all this time, you still don't have a clue. And quat. Damn this guy. And quat. Just tell me already. And quat. He took a deep breath and leaned slightly closer. And quat. What was on the box? And quat, he asked. And quat. Nothing. Except for Poseidon's trident symbol. And quat. I answered. And quat. Exactly. That's your clue. And quat. But I don't know any Poseidon. Damn it. From Christmas to New Year's, I've been thinking about this. But I still have no idea. And quat. Huh. And quat. David smacked his forehead and took a few deep breaths. And quat. Do you know any of Poseidon's children? And quat, he asked. I shook my head. And quat. Poseidon has tons of kids in Greek mythology. And quat. And quat. You don't know a single one. And quat. And quat. The only one I know is the fictional character Percy Jack. And quat. I stopped mid-sentence. JJ, you idiot. I looked at David, who was smiling at me as if saying, and quat. See, and quat. Damn it. Google exists, but it's like I don't know how to use it. Why didn't I think of that sooner? So annoying. But wait, if Percy was the one who sent this. And quat. Do you meet up with Percy? And quat. I asked him. And quat. No. He just sent that to me. And quat. And quat. But you talk to each other. And quat. I pressed. David stared straight into my eyes. Damn it. My head was already hurting from overthinking, and yet the answer was right in front of me this whole time. It must be serious. And quat. He calls whenever he feels like it. We don't have complete communication. And quat, he answered, and I nearly collapsed in frustration. That's so unfair. So annoying. I grabbed David's hand and looked at him with pleading eyes. And quat. David. Please. I really want to talk to him. And quat. I said. He stared at my hand, and honestly, his hand was freezing. I had no idea how long we stayed like that until he suddenly pulled away and took a deep breath. And quat. I can send him a message, but I can't guarantee that he'll reply. And quat, he said and picked up his phone. He started typing and then held up his camera toward me. And quat, smile, and quat, he said. But before I could even smile, I already heard the camera click. That bastard. And quat. You didn't even let me pose properly. And quat, I said in frustration. And quat, send, and quat, he said, lowering his phone onto the table. We both stared at it for a few minutes. I was itching to grab David's phone and spam Percy with messages. Damn it. Why the suspense? I had already finished my sandwich and juice. I even ate David's food too, but still, nothing. Until suddenly, his phone lit up with and quote, one message, and quote. David picked it up and read the text. He even hesitated for a moment, as if debating whether to read it out loud. I stared at him intently, determined to hear what it said, so he had no choice. But I froze when I heard the contents of the message he read aloud. And quote, remove that ring from the necklace, or I will kill Yuri when I get back there, and quote.